Hey everybody, this is Let's Vamonos Live, and we have a special feature today, y'all. This is our first virtual interview for 2024, but we're really excited because we have a wonderful guest today that is joining us all the way from California, I believe. And we are just super excited to bring her on and to share all the things that she's going to be doing here in Houston. And this episode is also collaborated with Houston Latina Collaborative, where you can become a Houston Latina blogger within our community to help support the Latina-owned businesses, entrepreneurs, educators, writers, you name it. And also we appreciate CC Network with letting us have their space today for this special virtual interview. So before we get this going, right, let's vamonos. We definitely want to bring in on our wonderful guest, which is Sonja Rasula, which is the founder of Unique Markets and more. Hi,
Sonia. Hi.
We're so excited to have you today. And I'm just one of those people that has just been in awe of all of your work. So I won't gush on you too much, but since I have been learning about all the wonderful things that you do, I have learned so much. You've helped me so much behind the scenes in my own business. You don't even know this.
I love that.
Listening to your podcast, y'all. So everybody out there needs to go listen to your podcast. Yes, I've been listening to your podcast, working on my website, working on my business branding, all those wonderful things. And I'm just so happy to be able to share this experience with you. And then I'm so glad that you're coming all the way you're in California, correct?
Yeah, we're in Los Angeles.
Yeah, coming all the way from LA to the H. So Thank you so much for joining. And, please tell us a little bit about yourself. If people have a better introduction than me.
Well, okay, so I live in Los Angeles. I started this business called Unique Markets 15 years ago. And my vision was really to help small businesses and emerging designers and artists reach an audience and make money by selling to them. And all of this sometimes sounds funny to Gen Z who didn't know life before the internet really and Instagram. But when I started these pop-up markets, Instagram didn't exist, Pinterest didn't exist. So really my idea was to help people get in front of shoppers, people who love to shop and support small brands, but there wasn't really a venue for that. So I started these giant pop-up markets and we did them all over the country before COVID. Since COVID, we are in Los Angeles, Portland, and DC. And I wanted the next city that we would launch in to be Houston.
Yes. Yes. And I love that. So, you don't know this a little bit about me, but I have been going to markets almost all my life. And give me just a second. Your camera is. We got behind the scenes person here, and her camera's making a lot of sound. But yeah, so you don't know this about me, but I've been going to markets all my life since I was a child. My parents would always bring me to Houston to come to the local markets, the art festivals, you name it. That's one of the reasons why I have been so passionate about small businesses and markets in general over the last 4 years, is because it's what I grew up with. Now, I wasn't one to be a market coordinator or event coordinator. That was definitely not part of my plan. But I loved seeing the small businesses grow and start from, just the table and tent to then going from, Instagram to becoming trending on TikTok and all that. And I've literally seen a lot of the businesses that I've gone to events to, small markets to do that. And it's amazing. So I commend you that you've been doing this for 12 years. Like, oh my God. I'm sure
it's a long time.
Yes, it's been a lot of time. But I definitely want to talk about the event that's going to be on this month, which is, so I feel like we're so special because it's Women's History Month. So the fact that you are coming to Houston for Women's History Month as well, this is a big treat. I'm sorry, y'all. People in Houston don't know, but they need to know about what Unique Markets brings to the table and to the small business community. So tell us a little bit about this market for those that don't know.
Yeah. So obviously, markets exist. And the interesting thing is because of COVID, so many markets were born during COVID. Like in every parking lot in Los Angeles now, there's a market on the weekend.
Yeah.
But we don't do that. So when I started the company, my whole plan was I love festivals, I love flea markets, I love craft fairs, but all of those already existed. And so if I was going to start something, I wanted to start something that didn't exist. So unique markets create really like large scale markets. It's 75 small businesses or more. We've done markets that have 400 small businesses, which is larger than any trade show that's out there. So we really try to scale it up. We only do indoor events. This is another big part of why I love our venue in Houston, because the AC will be bumping, especially during the summer months. Um,
Yes.
I like to be comfortable when I'm shopping. I don't want to have to go to the bathroom in a porta potty. I don't. So I really took the kind of model of markets and I elevated it.
Yes.
And part of the reason for doing that is because I want these small business owners to really get to the next level. Like you just mentioned, we have helped at this point 22,000 small businesses.
Wow.
Many of them are $1 million companies at this point, and some of them are in the 200 million revenue a year world, which is crazy to me. I can't even imagine that myself. And so we're really looking for the next best big designers, the cool new local brands that are about to pop. You know,
Yeah.
we're not necessarily at the level of someone who's just starting. We're really trying to get these small business owners who already know what they're doing and just need that extra push and need people to know about them and share about them and tag them. And so that's what our markets are really about. It's an elevated curation of small business owners and artists. And kind of like you said, it's funny when we go to new cities, depending on whether people have heard of us or not, most likely people haven't. But you know, again, I've been doing this for so many years. Forbes has written about us year after year after year, and other markets don't get press coverage like that. Other markets don't win awards. So we're trying to really elevate and kind of shout from the rooftops, like shop from your local small businesses. There's a reason why shopping from them can help the community so much more. And so, yeah, I mean, that's the markets, but on top of that, we design a custom tote bag that everyone gets at every market. So you're entering, you're getting a free tote bag. We have free drinks. At this market in Houston, we're going to be doing friendship bracelets. So you can sit down and you can make something cool. We've got some really cool photo moments that I don't want to reveal. But for all those influencer girlies, content creators, like hustlers, we have some photo moments that are going to be so fun. So we really try to make it an experience for everyone, not just shopping.
Mhm.
And then also we have a bounce house, which I'm excited about because in LA the ceilings are too low,
Right.
but Post has higher ceilings. So we're gonna have a bounce house for all the kids too, so families can come and enjoy the market. I'm so excited to be coming to Houston.
Yes, we're excited to have you. We're definitely welcoming you with open arms. The idea of indoors is ideal. Yes, I am from Houston. I've lived in Houston most of my life, so the heat is
Yep.
it could be 85 one day and then like 105 the next. So you just never know. Indoor events are always the way to go now these days. We can never predict the weather, and I feel like outdoors it's yes, it's convenient at times, but at the same time I love the elevated experience that you're bringing to Houston, the curation. One of the things that I really loved also about your event and marketing was the lookbook that you had for your vendors and for the people that are going to be there, because I am one of those people like, who's going to be there, I want to see. And
Yeah.
so I love that you can go on their website, check out the vendors that are going to be there. I was
Hmm.
super excited because there's some vendors there that I've actually have created relationships, friendships with. So I'm super excited to be able to see them. There's some that I haven't met in person, but I'm really excited to see them. So one of those is Power Women. They're out in
Hmm.
Dallas. Yes, I love them. And so I'm super excited to see them finally. I haven't been able to go out to Dallas to see them. So I feel like this is going to be a great networking event as well, to be able to kind of connect with those small businesses that I've been wanting to connect with, but just haven't had a chance to.
Yes. Yes, she's going to love you. She's so nice. Power Women is a company. They make suit jackets, basically. They make blazers, but like every single detail has been thought about and considered.
Mhm.
Women-owned company, she's just so great, and she's done our markets all over the country. So it's
Oh,
exciting
great.
that now we're coming. Yeah, she's done DC, LA, Portland. So the fact that we're coming to her home state now is exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. Then y'all had some vendors that I hadn't heard of that I was really interested in. That I was like, okay, these are some. I'm like saving all my money now, putting it to the side because I'm like, there are some things I definitely want to get and to be able to purchase from these vendors. One of the things that I also love about y'all's events is that it is always fresh and new. I feel like y'all always try to make each city like its own special event. So how has that come about? How do y'all like do that? Because I know that's got to be hard.
Yeah, I mean, first, I have a great team of people, and we have boots on the ground in every city. And I think for me, especially when the word unique is in the name, you definitely want to kind of make each market have its own vibe.
Yeah.
So, we do a lot of research. We know the cities. I'm staying with my in-laws when I'm there. So I think there's this sense that, like, if you go to a unique markets in any city in the country, there is a reoccurring theme that you'll notice, the quality, the type of sellers that we have, the aesthetics, but we definitely have a local bent for each one, and we try to do something different in each city, so that we definitely are paying attention to that. And from a shopper perspective, when I think about my customers, I want to make sure that the second they are at the event, that they are inspired, they're having fun, the music is awesome, like the vibes are great for everyone. And so I really do put a lot of importance on every element, including the music. Like, the playlists are fire, but it's because we are constantly like, okay, we got to add this song. We were very excited when Beyonce released released that song, because
Yes.
obviously we're coming to her hometown, and I was like, yes, we got to get more country in the mix. So we just like really try to be as localized as possible and support the local community. And that's another reason actually why I love Post, which is where we're doing the event, because on the first floor it's all food vendors, and they've got, I think, one or two bars. So you can come to our event and shop, but you can get breakfast or brunch or lunch downstairs and support other local businesses. And so that's really important to us, that we're like truly supporting the full community, for like the long run. So we're
Yeah.
just excited.
We're excited. The Post has been an amazing space and place for the Houston creatives and also for the Houston small businesses. There had tons of events there, so it's definitely going to be a great space for y'all. I know y'all are going to enjoy it. I loved it when we went there. It's, if you haven't been to Houston or you're touring, you definitely want to come check out the Post. It's a great place again to just feel the vibes. They've really curated as well an area for food and other small businesses there as well. So I think
Mhm.
Houston is a great small business city, and we are great about supporting our small businesses. And that's just something I've known over the last 4 years, actively working on Let's Vamonos and supporting not just small businesses, but also the Latina community here, like trying to make sure that they're seen and heard. So That was one of the things
Mhm.
that I loved about your vendors is that it's very diverse. There's all walks of life. And I think that's important, especially like I said, we're about this is Women's History Month. There's a lot of female vendors as well. So I appreciate that because the more people that I know about that I can support, the better for me to be able to, help others as well in that realm.
Yeah, I love what you do. I'm so excited, and like for us, there were a few people that were like, "Why aren't you doing Austin?" And we've done Austin before. We did it. We've been
Yeah.
there, done that. But I really, really wanted to do Houston and like plant our roots
Yeah.
because we'll be here for decades. I mean, like we don't just come to the city once. We're here to do pop-up markets 3 times a year from now on forever. So for me, I am the only woman of color owner of a national market. And it's
Wow.
2024. Like
Yeah.
it's like I start to wonder sometimes. It feels a little lonely because I'm like, okay, I'm just where is everyone else?
Yeah.
So I'm really proud of that fact. And Houston is one of the most diverse cities in the country. So that was another, to be perfectly honest, that was another factor when I was considering it. And it's like I want to go to places and support cities that are like on the up, that people might discount, you're like the underdog.
Mhm.
Everyone thinks of Austin and Dallas. So I was like, no, Houston is a vibe. And
Yes.
everyone kind of, even though LA is a big city, like the rest of the world, fashion, whatever, everyone kind of makes fun of LA. So we have that same energy where we're like, no, we're cool. We make amazing things, but everyone just
Yeah.
wants to talk about New York fashion designers, even though everything's made in LA. So, I really respect Houston because it's like it's definitely it has that underdog energy that I love.
Yes.
And
Yes.
because it's so diverse and the culture, the food scene, like we're so excited to be there. And the majority of the small businesses that we select to take part in the market, the majority are women and people of color owned businesses. So that's a big part of this too for me.
Yeah, no, we appreciate that. And yeah, you're absolutely right. We definitely feel sometimes Houston gets sidelined, like we get overlooked on certain things. And we are definitely the city to like contend with. Like we want to be
Yes.
the city to be like, hey, like we have amazing food, amazing people, amazing all the things. And so it's just, it's good that you're coming because I feel like that will definitely help a lot of the small businesses, put them on the map as well,
Yep.
especially the ones that are here locally from Houston, because we're all trying to grow. And Les Vamonos is about supporting the small businesses, inspiring the next generation, and
Mhm.
advocating for the community in whatever way that we need to, whether it's about helping the women of color, whether it's about, creating a conversation for those that aren't able to have a platform. So that's how Let's Domino started. So it's been a journey as well. And I've been really pivoting myself and realizing to see where the small business community needs me, and
Mhm.
they need me at the markets, they need me with the promotions, they need me for that. And I've learned that over the last 4 years, because before I was just highlighting and promoting, and now I'm like, oh, they want me there. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate the encouragement that I get back from my community as well, to be there. Like, are you gonna go, or are you gonna be there? I'm like, oh yes. And I've had to kind of slow down a little bit because I can't go to every market.
Mhm.
I can't go to every market because then my pocketbook gets a little empty. Because I want to buy from everybody, and
You don't have to tell me.
and
It is hard to not spend everything.
yeah, and of course, for those that know me, my wonderful madre, my mom, she joins me always at the markets as well, and so that people get to see her behind the scenes. Uh, Purchasing from everybody. She's like, what's this? What is this that I need to check out? So super excited about that. I do want to chat a little bit though about your podcast, because I feel like it's been such a resource for small businesses. So
nice.
it's called SOS Podcast, correct?
Yeah, SOS with Sonja Rasula.
Yeah. And um I started listening this last season that it started,
Oh,
and the resources and the information and the knowledge that you shared, I think is so beneficial for any small business, whether you're starting out or whether you're just you're in it and you're trying to kind of maneuver through maybe some rocky times. But what made you decide to do that podcast and the format that you did? Because I love the fact that it's kind of like a on call, like, hey, I need help, like, what made you decide to do that format?
yeah. Oh, I mean, I am obsessed with podcasts, like many people.
Yes, yes.
Like true crime. Like I listen to all the types, like inspirational, true crime, meditation. Like, give me a podcast, I will listen to it. So the season that, we just finished our 5th season. So we're 5 seasons in, and which means I started it before COVID. This is the
Wow.
5th year. So because every year we do a season.
Okay.
And when I was thinking about what I wanted to do, it seemed at that time that like all the girl boss female founder type podcasts, and I am definitely grouped into that segment all the time. People are like, why aren't you doing a podcast where you talk to other successful women?
Yeah.
And like that's the thing. I would love to do that podcast, but in LA specifically too, where so many of the podcasts are produced, there were so many of them at that time and still
Yeah.
even today. So I was kind of just figuring like so many of those already exist. So what I really wanted to do was continue educating. So part of Unique Markets is that when you become a seller with Unique Markets, we offer free education called Unique University. And education from day one has been really important to me to offer that free resource. Both my parents were educators, so I think it just comes naturally.
Mhm.
And so for me, I was just like, what would be cool if we did like a call-in show, like old school, where people used to like call in for business help or, call in for relationship advice. And so I was like, could we do a podcast where someone calls in and I just help them with a problem? And that's
Yeah.
how we came up with it. Really, I was like, you know what? Like, there's too many interviews format shows. Let's just do a live call in show. And like, now that you've listened to the show, I love that you've listened to it because essentially it's like 30 minutes or about that of me giving real advice. And like I will tell someone if their website is terrible, because that's no one else is going to tell them that. Everyone in my
Yeah.
family is like, oh, we're so proud of you for starting that business, like no one else has
Yeah.
the experience and the background to give them like the real medicine. So that's basically what the podcast does, as you know. But the thing that you might not know is I don't talk to them beforehand. Like it is truly
Oh,
live. I
wow.
never have a conversation once with them. My producer emails them and
Hmm.
asks them what they want to get out of it and what their pain points are. That's
Right.
it. And
Yeah.
so then we do that phone call and I just look at the website and their Instagram channels and I'm reacting live, which
Live.
is a little insane sometimes, but it's so much fun. And honestly, like when you witness someone having an aha moment or something clicks and they're like, "Oh my gosh, well I thought I was just trying to get a website up because I have a
Yeah.
full-time job. So I just got it up and never thought about it again." And then you start to point some things out and they're like, "Oh my God, okay, I'm going to take half an hour this week and fix that."
Yeah.
So I love doing the podcast. And I'm so glad you listen.
Yeah, I was like, where can I sign up to apply to be one of these people? But it was interesting because I actually started listening while I was working on my own podcast. I'm not podcast, my own website. And so
Oh,
I was like, I had already done a website a couple years back. It was like a DIY, right? So it was very kind of like I really didn't know what I was doing. And doing this new reboot of my website, I was like, I really need to be more thoughtful. I need to be more, branded, more this, more that, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm listening to your podcast because y'all had promoted on the page that the new season was starting. And I got the newsletter. So, that was working as well. I got the newsletter talking about all the things. And
Mm-hmm.
I started to like just dive in. And then when I was listening, I was like having that aha moment as I'm working on my own website and really trying to fine tune. And I literally had a conversation with my mom recently, telling her after I finished the season, this whole season, there was still some more things that I was like, okay, I need to do this and I need to move this and yeah. So you've got a talent for sure. And you're definitely reaching people in a way that honestly, I didn't know this is a podcast I needed until I started listening to it. I've been sharing with all my friends. I know they think I'm cuckoo crazy sometimes. I'm like, go listen to this person. I'm like, no, really, like you need to go listen. Because I have a lot of small business friends that do all kinds of things.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes, like you said, you need to hear it from people who are not your family and friends that are going to tell you what
Mm-hmm.
you want to hear and be like, oh, yeah, that looks nice. Or, no, I need you to tell me it looks bad.
Yeah, exactly. I think everyone loves reading, watching, listening to things that are inspiring, but that does not move the needle on your business or whatever it is that you're trying to do in life at all. So it's like, get inspired, listen to the inspirational stuff. But if you want to actually improve and grow, you need to be listening to advice,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And I felt like it just came at the right time. I did put out my first newsletter as well last month. I was super
Good.
excited about that. I was like, okay, I need to get on a regimen, right, to really get
Yes.
that flowing. So you've definitely inspired me through so many ways. So
Oh, good.
I've just been in awe of all that you do, and I think more people need to know about you. And we're ready to share, Houston with you as well. Welcome you with open arms. Uh,
Mhm.
One last thing before we go, I also wanted just to share, we have a lot of things that we talk about here on Let's Almost Live, like the trending Chisme. That's what we call that segment. And you had something trending that was very personal, which was you had a family member that went to the Oscars.
Uh-huh.
So tell us about that. We want to hear the Chisme behind that, like whatever
Oh
you
my god.
tell.
This is so legit. Like the fact that the thing changed, the graphics changed at the bottom. Like, look at you.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love it.
we're here for it.
Right? Yes, my sister, my little sister. I mean, I only have one sister, but she's younger. So my little sister edited a movie, and this is her second feature. So like she went to film school. She knew from day one she wanted to be an editor. 20 years later of working as an editor, and like for anyone out there who is a creative or an artist, sometimes that is how long it takes. She had to work for free many times. She had to take really crappy reality TV jobs in order to just pay her bills and like feed her kids. And so when you're an artist, there's always this like balance of like, I need to do something that makes me money, but the art that I actually want to create, I have to stick with that too. So she's slowly been kind of finding her way and really only saying yes to projects now that she's like really in love with. And one of those projects last year was a movie called American Fiction, and it was up for Best Picture and a bunch of other like it was up for a bunch of awards. What they actually won, so they are now an Academy Award winning movie. The writer director won screenplay. So it's a
Wow.
really exciting, it's a big deal. It's a really really great movie. It's very satirical, but it's kind of a reflection of being Black in America.
Hmm.
And so the whole team was excited. She got to go, she had to pick out the dress. Like it's kind of like the dream. I
Right.
always had that dream. I have but I'm not in the industry, so she made it. And so
Yeah.
it was very exciting. She was up at the top, in the balcony. She wasn't on the first floor, but she was there.
Yeah, that's amazing. When I saw that, I was like, man, that's so cool that your sister, is there
Yeah.
at the Oscars and being, contributing so much. Yeah, we watched it last night. We watched all the wonderful things. Did you end up watching last night as well?
I did, but this is the worst.
Oh
When
no.
Cord Jefferson was the writer director. When he won the award, I was driving from my house to my parents' house. So I actually missed it and then had to watch it later
Yeah,
online.
yeah.
But it was so exciting. And like I love the Oscars because I love film. Like I love movies. We're a movie family.
Hmm.
So it was exciting to see her. And then she texted her kids who were with us, like a live video of her watching Billie Eilish sing, and it was just very cool.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Those are once in a lifetime events.
Yeah,
So hopefully she the next time around she can bring you along.
right.
But I really appreciate your time, Sonia, and again, I admire you so much. I am just so much in awe of all the things that not only you are doing, but your team is doing as well. The team that you've built, I aspire all those things. So I'm going to keep listening to your podcast and keep
Yes.
following all the wonderful things that you are doing. But again, just a reminder, y'all. So the Unique Markets is going to be here at the Post on March 23rd through the 24th. You'll be able to get tickets on the Eventbrite, and we'll make sure to link all that information so y'all can get y'all spot to be able to get inside. Any other tips you want to share with any of the people that are wanting to join the event and come hang out with us? Anything that you'd like to share?
No, I mean, you can follow us on Instagram or TikTok at Unique Markets, but really it's like I want all of Houston and the surrounding area. I want everyone to come out and just celebrate small business and the culture of creativity and going after your dreams, because that's the sellers who are there. We've got 75 small business owners. It is so hard to
Yeah.
quit your day job to do something that you love, but you don't know if it's going to work out. So it's like that. I really try to I get emotional about it because I've done it. You've done it.
I've
It's
done it.
really
Yeah.
hard. It's so
It
hard.
is.
And what's even, I don't, can you imagine standing at a table and also talking about yourself to people and selling yourself, and that is just, it's so hard. So I can't wait to just show off Houston sellers and get people to really just meet them in person. Because
Yeah.
once you meet someone in person and you look in their eye and you talk to them and you learn their story, it's done. Like you just want to support them, and we're all about community support and love. So we're excited. March 23rd and 24th at Post. Get your tickets on uniquemarkets.com, and we will see everyone there. We got to get the party started in Houston.
Yes.
We're ready.
We will definitely be sharing this with all our community out there, and we really appreciate the CC Network for allowing us to use their space and repping, of course, the H up here. And also, we appreciate Houston Latina Collaborative for always supporting us. Those bloggers out there, influencers, we know how important they are to the community, and we know all the wonderful work that they do as well for small businesses. So we appreciate that as well. But any last words before we go?
No, I can't wait to see you there.
Yeah.
I will definitely be wearing some cowboy boots because, we got to get into the theme.
Yes, for sure. Well, I'll definitely be there. I'm making it a plan to be there for both days, because one day is going to be for family and one day is going to be for fun. So we're definitely going to make it both days. So I appreciate it. But we really appreciate the love and support out there for all of y'all that are watching this, and for all of y'all that would have any questions, DM me or Sonia or Unique Markets for further information. But we appreciate it. As always, les vamonos. Bye.